Hello friends, welcome back to my video tutorial. This is Lipsa again with you. So today's video is the continuity of my previous video series, that is the new features introduced in Java 8. Okay, so far we have covered so many features like for each method in Java 8 and the lambda expression, what is the use of lambda expression and the functional interface. So we have covered those things. Today we will learn about the optional class in Java 8. Okay, why we use optional class and what is that optional class we'll learn today. Correct. So what is that optional class? So before going to the optional class definition, let me share the problem we face regularly. To overcome which problem actually optional class comes into picture, right? So okay, so as a developer, we know we frequently encounter the null pointer exception in our code if you don't check the null, correct? So let's say I have an employee entity and I retrieve that employee entity from my database by like employee find by ID. I retrieve the employee entity and I do some operation on that employee object, correct? If that employee contains no value or the employee object is null, then at the runtime that will leads me to the null pointer exception, which is a serious issue. Okay, so I need to check the null before doing any operation on a specific object. Correct. So this is a tedious step to check each and every time we are performing any operation on an object. So to overcome, we go for optional class. In Java 8, optional class is introduced. Okay. So now you might have a clear vision what is the problem and why we go for optional class. Okay. So in today's video, we learn how we can solve the problem, how we can solve the null pointer exception problem at runtime by using this optional class. Let me move to my next slide about the optional class. So Java 8 has introduced a new class that is optional in java.util package. Okay, it's a final class. It is used to deal with null pointer exception. So as I mentioned, it is used to deal with null pointer exception. By using optional, we can specify alternative values to return or alternative code to run. Okay, so it is always better to run some value like optional value instead of throwing the null pointer exception. Correct. So what is the advantages of doing this then? So no more null checks are required. Okay. So null checks are not required and no more null pointer exception at runtime. So by using this optional class, we can just say bye to null pointer exception. Correct. So in my today's video, we'll cover this point like what is optional, how to create optional object. There are so many methods by using which we can create the optional object, and checking the presence of value. There is two methods like if present and is present. There are two methods. So we can checking the presence of value by using these two methods. Then the get method to retrieve the value, and or else method to return default value. Then we have or else get also to return the default value, or else throw method to throw an exception if value is not present. Okay. We can also throw our custom exception by using this or else throw if the value is not present. Then filtering value using filter method. Then transfer value using map method, and cascading optionals using flat map. Okay, we'll learn all those things in our today's video. Okay, so to check that, so let me go to my IntelliJ workspace and do some code. Okay, so this is the Java 8 demo project I have created, and here in the SRC package I have a optional class package. Okay, so inside this optional class package I will create a optional demo class. Okay, so let me create a optional demo class. Optional demo. Correct. So inside this class, let me create a main method. Okay, main method is created. So we cover what is optional. Okay, so it is a final class which is introduced in Java 8 and present inside java.util package. Okay, so it is used to check the null value. Okay, and to avoid the null pointer exception, we can use optional. So the first point is covered. Now we check how to create optional object. So there are three ways how we can create an optional object. Let me show you how we can create optional object. So here You can create the optional object for string, integer, float, double, or any custom entity like user, employee, or customer or contact like this. Okay. So now let me create a string and we'll create the optional object for that particular string. Okay. So let me create a string over here like string email I am giving. Let's say lipsa@gmail.com. Correct. Okay. So my string is ready. Now I will create the optional object for this string email. Okay. So how I can do this? The first approach is we'll create a optional empty object. Okay. So create an empty optional. Okay. So how we can create this? Simply just writing like this optional of what I can give here. The type is here string. Okay. Because I'll create the optional for this email, string email. You can give here integer or float or double or like user, employee according to your requirement. Okay. So optional string, let me put like optional email over here. Optional email then equal to optional dot empty. By using the empty method, you can create the empty optional object. The first one is create an empty optional. So by using this, you can create an empty optional object. Clear? The second one is, let me also give a sysout over here to print this optional email so that it can check the output. Okay. So this is the optional email. Let me modify the variable like empty optional email. Empty optional email. Okay. So let me give like this. Now we'll check. The next one is, this is the first one, how we can create an optional object. The next one is create an optional with non-null value. Okay, create an optional with non-null value. So what does that mean? Let me create the optional value. So optional of string. Then let me give the variable like non-null optional email. Okay, non-null optional email. How I can create this? Create an optional with non-null value just by using the off method, optional dot off. Just remember this syntax, optional dot off. So I'll pass this email over here. Okay. So by using the off method, I can create a non-null optional email. Okay. Let me give a sysout over here to print the non-null optional value. Here the value must be non-null. When you are creating a optional with non-null optional, then optional.off method, it will accept always a value. If the value is not present, then it will throw us the expression, and what expression it going to throw us will check while I run the code. Okay. So that email must contain some value. Clear? So this is the create an optional with non-null value. Now another method is create an optional with value may be present or may not present. Okay, let me just copy. Let me change the variable like optional email to like this. I am giving the variable, then optional dot off nullable. There is another method you can see, off nullable. Okay, off nullable. Inside this I will pass that email. Clear? Let me put a sysout over here. Optional email 2. Okay. So these are the three ways by using which we can create an optional object. Okay. First one is create an empty optional by using the empty method, and then by using the off method we can create an optional with non-null value. Okay, so that value must be present. And the third one is create an optional with value may present or may not present. Correct? By using the off nullable method we can create the optional object like this. Okay, so let me run this application quickly and show you the output. Okay, the first one empty optional is created, then the second one lipsa@gmail.com optional with email created, and the third one also optional lipsa@gmail.com created. Correct? So let me just remove this email. Let me just remove this email address and put null here. Let me assign this email address to null. Then check what happens. Okay. Let me run the application again. Okay. So first the empty optional is created. Then we get a null pointer exception. So why null pointer exception? So create an optional with non-null value. Here it is throwing us the error. Okay. Optional of email. So as I mentioned, here only non-null value we can pass. Here you can see email is null. That's why the null pointer exception is coming. Okay. When you are not sure that the value is present or not, then don't go for this off method. Okay. If you are sure that the value is present, then go for this off method to create the optional object. Okay. So if you are not sure the value is present or not, then you can go for this off nullable method. Okay. Let me comment out this one. Let me comment out these two and let me run the application again to check the off nullable functionality, whether it will throw us the error or not. Let me run the application. Okay, see, optional.empty, the first empty optional, create an empty optional, this is executed. Then again it will return optional.empty. So, hope you understand the off nullable functionality. It is the combination of empty and off. So, what it will going to do, like if the value is present, it will return that value. If not present, then it will return the empty object. So, whenever you are not sure your value is present or not, then go for this off nullable. If you are sure that the value is present, then go for this optional.off. Else, if the value is not present and you are using the optional.off, then it will leads us to null pointer exception. Correct? Let me Control Z everything and assign the email as it is. Okay, so clear the optional, how we can create the optional object and how we can use the empty method, off method and off nullable method. So this one is clear how to create optional object. Now we'll checking the presence of value. Okay, by using if present and is present. Let's check. So now we'll check whether the value is present inside this optional object or not. So let me check like this. First one is we'll check for is present. Okay, so inside the if block I can check for is present. So optional email to dot is present. So this is present method is return us a boolean value. If the value is present, it will return us true. If the value is not present, it will return us false. Correct. So if the value is present, let me put this out over here like value is present. Value is present. Okay. So let me run the application. So see the output. Value is present. We can see email is present. So that's why value is present is coming. So if I make it again null, then check what happens. And I need to comment these two lines as well. Okay. Let me run the application again. Okay, see, the value is not present. That sysout is not printing over here. Okay, because we make this email field as null. Correct. So that is the use of is present. Similarly, we can use if present as well. So let me check how this if present method works. So optional email to Let me just do a control check. Okay, so each present is, we saw each present. Now we check for if present. Okay, so if present is also used to checking the presence of value. Now how we can use this if present? Let's check. We can use like this optional email to dot if present. See here, if present accepts a consumer. Clear? So what is this consumer? I'll explain in details when I will publish a video on predefined functional interface, that is consumer, predicate, supplier, all those things. Okay. So just remember this if present method accept a consumer. So let me provide a consumer over here like value, then lambda expression start, then we'll give a sysout over here like value is present. Okay. Value is present. Correct. So let me comment out these things so that you can understand this if present method. Let me run the application. Okay, value is present is coming because here email is present. Clear? So this is the if present and is present method. Okay. So what is next then in our table? So we cover up to this checking the presence of value if present and is present. Now we will check for get method to retrieve the value. So why get is used? Let's check. Get method to retrieve the value. So now up to this we check like this optional dot empty, optional dot this email, optional dot this one. So how I'll get the actual value from this optional object, we'll check now. Okay. So how we can get this? Simply optional email to, let me show you like this. So let me put a comment over here for your understand like it's present method, present to check the presence of value. To check the presence of value. Then this one for if present method. If present method to check the presence of value. Then we'll see get method to retrieve the value. Correct. Get method to retrieve the value. Okay. So how we'll check that? Let's check. So we can simply just give a sysout table here to get the value like optional image 2 dot get method is here. Okay. Optional image 2 dot get to get the value or to retrieve the value. Let me run the application. Okay, see here. The actual value is present over elipsa@gmail.com. Okay, the email is printed. Clear? Now, let me make it null again. See, it will throw you null pointer exception again. Why? If the value is not present, if the value is not present in the optional, then if you are using the get method to retrieve the data, then it will throw you the null pointer exception. So whenever you are fetching some data, retrieve some data by using the dot get method from the optional object, then please make sure to check whether the value is present or not by using is present or if present method. Okay. So if I'll do like this, optional email to is present, then get the value. Okay. Clear? So it will not throw me the error. Okay, so the error is because of this of email. Let me comment out this one and run it again. Correct. So optional dot empty object created, and for this one also optional of nullable. the empty optional object is created because the email field is null. Okay, and here, unlike the previous one, we are not getting the null pointer exception. So whenever you are using the dot get method from an optional object, make sure you are checking if the value is present or not. Okay, so this is the get method use, how we can use the get method to retrieve the value. So the next one is or else method to return default value. Okay, so another method is or else. How we can use this? Let's check or else method. Let me provide the email address again. So you might have board. I am just removing the email address, make it to null, and then putting the email address. So I just want to make you get a clarity. So what happens if a value is present and what happens if a value is not present? That's why I am doing the things. Don't worry about it. Have patience. Okay. So now we'll check for or else. Okay. So or else means what? If the value is present, then return that value or else return some default values. Okay. So let me show you this or else method. Then optional email to dot or else. See, or else it will accept a string other. Optional email to or else default, let me put like this, default email is, I'm giving a default email over here. Okay, so it will check if the value is present, then it will give us the optional email too. If not present, then the else part will be executed. The default email is abc@gmail.com. Correct. So let's run the application. Okay, so I have forgotten to give a start over here. Okay, so you can see lipsa@gmail.com is printed over here. So it will check optional email too. So the value is present. That's why this value is printed. Okay. If it is not present, if the value is null or something else is not present, then the else part will be executed and you will get the return as default email is abc@gmail.com. So let me make it null again. And just comment out these two. Okay. Run the application again. Okay. The else part is executed because the value is not present. That's why in the response we'll get default email is abc@gmail.com. Okay. If the value present, it will give the value. If not present, it will give the default return value. Or else default email is abc@gmail.com. Correct. So hope you understand the or else method. Now we'll check for the next one, or else get. It is also used to return the default value, but in a different way. Let's check. So we'll check now or else get. Okay. So let me just comment out all the CSAT before it. Okay, now we'll check for or else get. Clear? So what happens in or else get? So let me just do like this, optional email to dot or else get. Here you can check or else get, it accept a supplier. Okay, or else get. Then let me pass the supplier and the expression start. Then it will extend a string like default email is abc@gmail.com. The same string I'll pass here also. Clear? So what happens? So optional email to dot or else get. So if the value is present, it will provide us the value. If not present, get this one. So this will accept the supplier. Okay. Okay, so default email is abc@gmail.com. The value is null. That's why you'll get the or else get default email is this one. Clear or else get. So now we'll go for what? Or else throw. The next one or else throw. Okay. This method return an expression if a value is not present. So we can add our custom expression as well. Let me show you that one. So optional email to dot or else what? Throw. It will also accept a supplier. Okay. So just let me give a supplier lambda expression stat. I am just creating the expression like this new exception. Then I'll pass a message over here. Email is not present. Okay. Just out. Clear. So let me comment out this one and run the application. So it's obvious. Now the exception occurs. Email is not present. This is the message we have given. So you can also add your custom exception and throw here. Or else throw we cover. If the value present, then it will return that value. If not present, then the or else throw will be executed and it will throw us the exception or custom exception. Clear or else throw. So we learn some of the method of the optional class, like how we can create the optional class by using empty method, by using off and by using off nullable. Then we'll check if the value is present or not by using is present and if present method. Also we'll check the get method to retrieve the value from the optional object. Then we'll check for the method like or else get and or else throw. Okay. So then we have the filtering value using filter method, transfer value using map, and cascading optionals using flat map. Okay. So I suggest please check these three methods by your own. If any problem occurs, then please let me know in the comment box so that I will also make another video on filter map and flat map, how you can use this in optional object. Okay. So hope you understand how we can use optional to check the null value or to overcome the null pointer exception at runtime. Thanks for watching. Thank you.